The anticipation had been building for months. Fans around the world were counting down the days to January 12th, 2026, the premiere of Cranium, the latest thriller starring Sarocha and Becky Armstrong. But this wasn't just any premiere. This was the moment where two of the most beloved actresses of their generation would return not only as performers, but as the independent CEOs of their own cinematic empire. The stakes were higher than ever, and the world was watching. As the cameras rolled on the red carpet, there was an unmistakable aura around them. Freen, with her signature calm intensity, and Becky, radiating sharp intelligence and poise, moved together through the crowd. Every flash of the camera seemed to echo the years they had spent growing, evolving, and mastering their craft. Fans had speculated endlessly about their on-screen chemistry and off-screen dynamics, and now, it was all coming together in this one historic moment. Inside the theater, the energy was electric. The story of Cranium began with a chilling discovery: the Ninth Skull, a mysterious artifact tied to a series of dark, unexplained events in the city. Freen's character, Dr. Finya, and Becky's character, Dr. Busaya, were tasked with unraveling the secrets hidden within the forensic lab, secrets that threatened to shake the foundations of the justice system itself. Every line delivered, every look exchanged, carried the weight of years of experience and the silent understanding between the two actresses. Behind the scenes, production insiders whispered about the evolution of Freen and Becky's professional partnership. No longer merely co-stars, they had become co-creators, shaping the narrative and influencing every creative decision. Their collaboration had grown into a well-oiled machine, blending intellect, artistry, and a mutual respect that was rare in the industry. The world would soon see why the 2026 spotlight was theirs alone to claim. As the first scenes unfolded on screen, audiences were captivated by the intricate plot. The forensic puzzles were complex, but the real intrigue lay in the subtle, almost imperceptible dynamics between Dr. Finya and Dr. Busaya. Fans couldn't help but notice the small gestures, the fleeting glances, and the chemistry that had matured into something entirely new. It was the kind of storytelling that demanded attention and rewarded the observant viewer with layers of nuance and meaning. The audience leaned forward as the story deepened. The Ninth Skull wasn't just a piece of evidence, it was a symbol of power, greed, and secrets that had been buried for decades. Freen's Dr. Finya was methodical and calculating, while Becky's Dr. Busaya brought intuition and fearlessness to the table. Together, they formed a partnership that balanced logic with instinct, creating a synergy that viewers couldn't look away from. Every twist and revelation on screen mirrored the off-screen narrative of Freen and Becky themselves. In late 2025, the duo had made headlines when they announced their departure from traditional management companies to establish Solon and Becky Entertainment. It was a bold move that sent ripples across the industry. Fans speculated endlessly. Could two actresses really manage their own cinematic empire? Could they maintain the same artistry while taking on business responsibilities? Cranium was the answer to all those questions. As the plot unfolded, the tension in the forensic lab scenes was palpable. The dark corridors, the ominous flicker of lights, and the haunting background score all amplified the stakes. Freen's sharp analytical mind in her role uncovered clues that were invisible to everyone else, while Becky's character read between the lines, detecting patterns and motives that others overlooked. Viewers noticed that it wasn't just the story of Cranium that was compelling, it was the energy and understanding between the two leads. Every move, every gesture, told a story of trust, loyalty, and shared vision. Outside the theater, the buzz had already started to grow. Social media exploded with comments praising Freen and Becky not just for their performances, but for the way they had seamlessly evolved into leaders in the industry. Fashion blogs covered their red carpet appearances, noting every detail from their coordinated outfits to the subtle statements of power they were making simply by being themselves. Fans speculated on the creative decisions behind Cranium, noting that this wasn't just a film, it was a full expression of their artistry and brand. The most talked about scene of the premiere was when Dr. Finya and Dr. Busaya confronted the final mystery behind the Ninth Skull. The room was filled with tension, betrayal, and unexpected revelations. Freen and Becky delivered performances that had critics raving for their depth and authenticity. Every fan watching felt the stakes personally, as if they too were part of the investigation. The chemistry between the two characters reflected years of friendship and professional trust, and it reminded audiences why Freen and Becky were more than co-stars, they were a phenomenon. As the credits rolled, the applause was deafening. But the story didn't end on screen. Fans rushed online, dissecting every moment, analyzing every interaction, and speculating on what came next. The combination of compelling storytelling, behind-the-scenes control by Freen and Becky, and the global interest in the film's mysteries had created a cultural moment that few could ignore. The premiere was just the beginning. The world wanted more. Industry insiders hinted that the premiere was also the launchpad for a larger vision. Solon and Becky Entertainment wasn't just producing Cranium. It was setting up a 2026 roadmap that included spin-offs, fashion collaborations, and international appearances. The success of Cranium proved that Freen and Becky weren't just popular, they were innovators, redefining what it meant to be in control of one's career in the entertainment industry. In the weeks following the premiere, clips from the film went viral. Fans highlighted not just the dramatic moments but the subtle human elements, the way Becky's character offered a reassuring hand to Freen's, the shared smiles when a breakthrough was achieved, and the unspoken trust that carried through every scene. It became clear that the magic wasn't just in the script, it was in the connection between the two women who had become icons in their own right. The story of Cranium and the rise of Freen and Becky in 2026 became more than entertainment. It became a blueprint for ambition, artistry, and partnership. Every article, every post, every fan video reinforced the message. Freen and Becky had returned not just to act but to lead, inspire, and dominate. Their combination of talent, vision, and strategic thinking made them not only stars of a film, but the architects of their own empire. Even as fans speculated about the Ninth Skull's mysteries, the industry watched closely, knowing that Freen and Becky had just raised the bar. International fashion houses vied for appearances, streaming platforms offered deals for exclusive content, and fan clubs grew exponentially. The premiere was only the opening act for a year that would belong to them. And as the story continues to unfold, one thing is clear, Freen and Becky's journey in 2026 is not just about Cranium. It's about power, creativity, and the extraordinary bond between two women who turned a film premiere into a global phenomenon. Every fan watching, every critic analyzing, and every industry insider observing knows that this is just the beginning. The 2026 era of Freen and Becky has arrived, and the world can't take their eyes off it. The aftermath of the premiere set social media ablaze. Clips from Cranium flooded TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, with fans dissecting every line and gesture. Every subtle glance between Freen and Becky was analyzed as evidence of their off-screen camaraderie, and theories about upcoming spin-offs and sequel possibilities began circulating immediately. The combination of suspense, intelligence, and personal connection made the film not just a cinematic success, but a cultural phenomenon. Interviews with the actresses revealed a rare humility. Freen spoke about her excitement to explore new dimensions in Dr. Finya's character, emphasizing the importance of collaboration in uncovering the mysteries on screen. Becky shared how playing Dr. Busaya allowed her to channel both logic and empathy, and how she and Freen had spent months developing a shared rhythm that translated seamlessly to the camera. Fans were fascinated not only by the film's plot but by the process, the meticulous preparation, late-night script discussions, and mutual encouragement that defined their partnership. The red carpet coverage became a global event. Photographers captured the way Freen and Becky complemented each other in every detail. The color coordination of their outfits, the subtle matching accessories, even the way their expressions mirrored one another. Fashion analysts quickly noted that this was more than style. It was a statement of unity and power. European luxury brands began courting them for collaborations, eager to associate with their growing influence. The headlines weren't just about a film premiere. They were about two women taking control of their careers in a way few in the industry had attempted. Meanwhile, fans noticed an unspoken narrative behind the scenes. Rumors circulated that Solon and Becky Entertainment had quietly negotiated international streaming rights, ensuring that Cranium would be available to millions of viewers worldwide. Social media buzz highlighted the economic impact of the premiere, with analysts estimating that their combined brand influence could generate millions in endorsements and merchandise revenue. It became clear that Freen and Becky weren't just actresses, they were architects of a multifaceted entertainment empire. One of the most compelling aspects for fans was the layered storytelling within the film itself. The Ninth Skull mystery wasn't just about crime, it was about morality, loyalty, and the lengths people go to protect what they love. Viewers praised the performances for bringing subtle emotional depth to what could have been a straightforward thriller. Freen's analytical precision and Becky's instinctive intuition created a dynamic that felt real, relatable, and thrilling all at once. Comment threads exploded with discussions about their teamwork, the clever plot twists, and the layered character development that elevated Cranium above typical crime dramas. The premiere night also offered small, intimate moments that fans cherished. Freen and Becky were seen consulting quietly with each other before walking onto the stage to accept accolades, sharing encouraging smiles and nods. The unguarded moments, when they weren't performing for the cameras, revealed a friendship that had matured alongside their careers. Many fans commented that this off-screen bond enriched their on-screen chemistry, making every discovery, confrontation, and revelation in the film resonate more powerfully. As the week progressed, speculation about future projects skyrocketed. Industry insiders hinted at a possible spin-off exploring Dr. Busaya's early career, while others suggested a sequel delving into unresolved mysteries from the Ninth Skull case. Fans eagerly compiled every clue, every hint, and every leaked photo to try to predict what Freen and Becky would tackle next. The anticipation wasn't just about the narrative, it was about watching two icons redefine what it meant to be in charge of their craft, careers, and creative legacy. Amid the excitement, critics noted the film's unique balance of suspense and emotional storytelling. They highlighted how the partnership between the two leads was central to the audience's experience. Freen and Becky didn't just act, they elevated the material, creating moments that lingered long after the credits rolled. The global conversation wasn't merely about a plot twist or a shocking reveal. It was about the artistry and vision driving every decision behind Cranium. In the end, Cranium became a benchmark for 2026 cinema. It was a film that combined thrilling mystery, emotional depth, and a pioneering approach to celebrity collaboration. Freen and Becky had proven that they could deliver blockbuster-level performances while simultaneously steering the direction of their professional journeys. Their influence extended far beyond the screen. Fashion, branding, streaming rights, and fan culture were all now shaped by the momentum they created. Fans eagerly waited for the next announcement, knowing that whatever Freen and Becky did in 2026, be it new films, international tours, or brand launches, would be monumental. The premiere was just the opening act of a year that promised innovation, excitement, and global impact. The story of Cranium was no longer just a film. It was a phenomenon, a blueprint, and a testament to the power of vision, friendship, and fearless ambition.